So in this video we're going to look at some more grammatical features of Biblical Greek of the alphabet. So first of all, let's talk about breathing marks. So breathing marks. There are actually two. So there's this form here going this way, and then there's another breathing mark that goes in that direction. So every Greek word that begins with a vowel is actually going to have one of these breathing marks. It's either going to have this breathing mark or that breathing mark. So every single Greek word with a vowel that begins with a vowel is going to have this these breathing marks. So this breathing mark is actually the soft breathing mark, and this is the rough breathing mark. Now, the difference between these two is that for the rough breathing mark, before the vowel, you pronounce the H. And over here, it's mean nothing. So you just start with the vowel. So let's just look at two words. Let's look at agape. Agape. So here you have a soft breathing mark. And so essentially, in this case, you do not pronounce an H. You say agape. You don't say hagape, just agape. Another word is hooper. So it looks like this. Now if you notice, it doesn't have an H, but I still pronounced it as hooper. Hooper. So the reason why I pronounce it that way is because it has a rough breathing mark, so it goes that way. Now if you noticed in the previous videos, the Greek alphabet doesn't have an H, so this is essentially the H. So these are the breathing marks. You have the soft breathing mark and you have the rough breathing mark. Let's talk about a phenomenon that happens when you have a gamma plus one of these letters. So plus gamma, plus kappa, or plus chi. So whenever you encounter this, if you have a word that has two gammas, the first gamma is pronounced as a nu, so it has an N sound. So N sound. And the second one is pronounced as gamma, kappa, or chi. The reason why this one is pronounced as a nu is because, let's just say you have a gamma and a gamma, be g-g, sounds off. Or a gamma and a kappa, g-k. So once again, it sounds off. Let's just say you have bank, just in English. Bank. So the NK sounds better, but if you have a G there, bag, it doesn't sound good. And also, gh. It's another reason why it becomes an N. N. Sounds better. Sounds more harmonious. Now another thing that we have to talk about are short and long vowels. So short vowels, you have two of them. So two short vowels. Short. So you have the epsilon and the omicron. You also have vowels that are always long. So in this case you have the eta and you have the omega. And the other ones, so let's just say alpha, iota, and upsilon. These honestly just depends on the context. They can be short or they can be long. Alright, another thing that we can talk about is actually punctuation. Now the original texts did not have these punctuation marks. They were added in modern versions to just make the text more clear. So punctuation. So period, I just denote it with a different color. So period, just the same as it is in English. So you have some kind of word and it ends with the period. Comma, the same story. You have a word and it ends with a comma. Now where it gets different is actually the semicolon and the question mark. Semicolon. So the semicolon is actually denoted by the high dot. It's just the dot that's high. So this is a little bit lower. This is in line with the bottom of the word. This is in line with the top of the word. Question mark is also a different mark. So question mark. So you have a word and it has what looks like an English semicolon. So this is the question mark. So these two are the same, the period and the comma. The semicolon and the question mark, those are different. So be aware of those. So another point that we could talk about is the following. So let's just say you have a long alpha, you have an eta, which is always long, and you have an omega. And it is succeeded by an iota. So in this case, you have alpha and iota, you have eta and iota, and omega and iota. So this will actually be transformed. So this iota will become a subscript. It's for the A, for the alpha. So it'll go down here just like that. And the eta, same thing. It's the iota subscripts. And same is true with the omega. And there you have it. These are just various grammatical rules and considerations that you should keep in mind in regard to Biblical Greek.